Aloha everyone, and welcome back to Aloha Jen's Beauty Blog. For those of you that are new here, hi, my name is Jen and I am a licensed esthetician in the state of California. Well, welcome to this video. So I wanted to jump on here this evening and perform my evening skincare utilizing the VT Reedle Shots. In case you're interested in how to use these and how I incorporate them with my different serums and the rest of my products, this video is for you. Now let's do a couple of updates. So my Black Friday purchases, some of them have arrived and I'll show you what they are. But first, I want to talk about my Sama Glove LED light device. So with me testing this out, what I've noticed is if you don't have the puck on correctly, the glove is not going to turn on. And what I've noticed is if I have the power button here towards where the fingers are and I snap it on there, the glove is not going to turn on. And as you can see, it is not flush with the glove. It is just hanging out on there. So what you need to do is you need to make sure that this is on correctly, because if you turn it to the side, same thing, it's not going to work, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how you have to make sure that this is on here. So the power button has to be on the bottom here towards the wrist. And then, as you can see, it fits flushed against here, and then it turns on. So you have to have the power button down on the bottom of the glove in order for it to turn on. So if you get this and it's not turning on, it's possible that you do not have the puck on correctly. Now I'm going to show you that again. So you see how it is flush with the glove here. And then when I turn it upside down, you have a lot more space in between here. At least you do on this side. See, it's not fitting correctly. So you need to make sure that the power button is down on the bottom, and then you have it even on both sides. I hope that that makes sense. Okay, so I wanted to get that out because someone did mention that their glove isn't turning on. So we'll get that out of the way. And I have been loving that, by the way. I think it is great. I do it at night when I'm sitting on the couch watching TV with the family, or watching a movie or a Netflix series or something like that, and it has been great. Now, I filmed my wellness video yesterday, and I thought I had the record button on my camera, and I didn't, so that video is shot. That video did not happen, and I apologize for that. But I probably won't be able to film that until probably like Thanksgiving Day or something like that, because, you know, I'm working today, I'm working tomorrow, I'm working Friday, but I just wanted to let you guys know I tried and it didn't happen, so it just wasn't meant to be. But I will give it a shot again, because these Black Friday sales are all still going on, in case there's anything you want to pick up, like a rebounder. Like for the Amazon sale, I recommend a vibration plate. I'll pick up the one that I have here. The Life Pro vibration plates are a really good investment if a vibration plate is something that you are interested in. And Life Pro is a brand that I trust. So for their sauna blankets, the sauna blanket that I have, which is also one of my wellness favorites, unfortunately the company only made one round of those and they haven't brought them back. So I love that sauna blanket. It's the one that gets the hottest on the market. I think it's 172 degrees, but it's either 172 or 176 degrees. But unfortunately, they're not carrying it anymore. I haven't had any issues with mine. And then I just have a basic vibration plate, which it's on sale on Amazon right now for $94, but the Life Pro ones are also really good. And then a rebounder. Now, if you are looking into a rebounder, I recommend the Beacon rebounder with the bungees. If you are over 50, you want to look into a rebounder that has the bungees. The ones with the springs can be tougher on your joints versus the ones with the bungees. And I just have the basic Becan one. I have a 40-inch, and then if you have wide hips like I do, I would recommend getting the 44 or the 48-inch. I wish I would have invested in that, because sometimes, like when I'm doing jumping jacks on it, my feet do kind of go out to the edge where the bungees are. And I should have probably gotten one that was a little bit bigger, but if you are petite, then the 40-inch will be really good for you. But for me, it still works. I'm not going to get another one. So rebounders, vibration plates, sauna blankets, and then we're going to talk about block therapy. So block therapy is my other #1 wellness thing. So block therapy is having a Black Friday sale, and they're doing something different. They're having these little mini sales, and these aren't public knowledge. I have inside knowledge here. So from the 28th through December 1st, they are going to have 50% off any of their virtual intensives from their library. Now these virtual intensives, once you buy them, they are yours, and they are yours forever. It's not like the membership. It's kind of like the starter program. When you buy the starter program, the program is yours forever. Same thing with the virtual intensives. So if you look through their virtual intensives, if there's any of them there that you're interested in, you could purchase it at 50% off from the 28th to the 1st. And it's yours forever. Now from December 6th to the 7th, it says buy one facelifter kit, and that comes with a paddle, and then you'll save 50% on an additional paddle. So if you want to get 2 face paddles, you have one facelifter kit that comes with a paddle, and then if you want an additional facelifter paddle, you can pick it up for 50% off. Now here's a great deal. So from December 13th through the 14th, buy any block therapy starter kit and save 50% on an additional block buddy or a block baby. Now, I would purchase, for this deal, definitely purchase the starter kit with either block. It doesn't matter, because from what I remember, the blocks are both the same price. So you purchase the starter kit with the block buddy, and then you purchase your baby block for 50% off. Now, when you purchase the starter package with just one block, it's $197. And then when you purchase the starter package with 2 blocks, it's $297. So you're going to save quite a bit of money there, okay? So it's like, I think it'll be like $50 for the block, which is a great deal. And then with the starter package also, it is yours forever. You can go through it as much as you want. And then you also do get a free 14-day trial of the membership. And that membership trial will start when you're ready to start. It doesn't expire. It'll expire once you start that membership. So go through the starter program as many times as you want. And then when you're ready to start the membership, that's when you can use your free trial. And that's when it will run for 14 consecutive days. And at the end of the 14th day, it'll give you an option to continue on with the membership. I think it's $49.95 a month. It's $117 for 3 months. And I think it's like $300 and something, almost $400 for an annual. Then from 12/20 to 12/21, or December 20th through the 21st, they are going to have 50% off the partner program. And that's a program that's yours forever and that you can use with your partner. That takes 2 people. And then we have from December 27th through December 28th, you can save 40% on an annual Block Therapy TV membership subscription. So if you like Block Therapy and you want to buy the annual membership, that's almost $400, they're going to have it on sale for 40% off. I gotta look into that because that's a great deal. All right, so that's the block therapy cell, just in case I don't get on here before that. And then block therapy is like my #1 thing. I've been getting back into it regularly. And I don't know if you guys can see that my face looks thinner, but what I have been doing is I've been testing out some things. So in the mornings when I get up, I perform my block therapy. After my block therapy, I do the Big 6. If you guys are familiar with the channel called Stop Chasing the Pain, he's come out with this lymphatic drainage system. It's called the Big 6. You work your collarbones right here, right underneath your earlobe, right where your jawline meets this. You rub up and down here. And then the other spots are going to be in front of your shoulders where your chest and your shoulder meet together, this crease on both sides, your groin, your stomach, and behind the knees. And I practice this method right before I get on my rebounder. So I'll do the Big 6, and then I'm doing 10 minutes on my rebounder. And then when I get off, I just notice that I'm not bloated. My face isn't puffy. Like, it looks great today. Like, my eyes look big and wide and open. My face looks more defined, and it's not, my double chin isn't as pronounced. So that has been really helping me. Like on Sunday when I filmed the Maisama glove video, my face looked really puffy because I didn't get a chance to do the Big 6. That Big 6 makes a big difference before you do anything associated with lymphatic drainage, but it's also going to help your body detoxify more so, and it's going to help improve your block therapy practice as well. You can do the Big 6 anytime, first thing in the morning when you get up. You could do it midday. Sometimes I'll do it twice a day, but it makes a huge difference, and you would not think it makes a huge difference. I'll show you an example of what it is. So you start here on your collarbones above and below, and you take your hand and you rub it over that area 10 times. And then you're going to tap it 10 times. And then you come over to the other one, you do the same thing, rub 10 times, tap it. The next spot is going to be right here where your jawline meets underneath your earlobe, and you rub up or down. You can just rub it like this. You can also do circles. And right here, you can also do circles, but I'll just generally just rub it up and down or up. And then you're gonna tap 10 times. And then with your arm out, and you find that crease where your shoulder and your pectoralis muscle meet, and then you just rub 10 times, or you can do 10 circles. And then you're going to tap, and then you take one hand over your belly button and one hand above it, and then you can rub up and down. You can rub in circles, you can rub side to side, but I just rub up 10 times, and then I pat 10 times, and then your groin, rub 10 times. You can do it both at the same time. Tap 10 times, and then right behind your knee, you just rub it 10 times. And then pat 10 times. I'm not going to demonstrate that. I'm sorry. But it makes such a huge difference. I could not believe it. And when I didn't do that on Sunday, I just jumped on the rebounder. I noticed that my face was still puffy when normally it just goes away right away when I do the Big 6. And then also on Sunday, we were out in the sun and it was really windy and cold. Like when the sun, under the sun, it was hot, but then the wind, when it would blow, it was really cold, and my face got a little bit wind burn from it, so it was just kind of swollen. So I just wanted to point that out. As you can see, my face looks normal, and I only got 4.5 hours of sleep last night because I went to bed late last night. So a couple of my Black Friday purchases came in. My Skin Beautiful RX order came in. I'll show you what I got. I got another Neova Active sunscreen. I bought, this is for when I do outdoor activities. I like to put that on my face, chest, my arms. And then I have two Neova Silk Sheer 2.0s. the Circadia Counter AGE, and then I got a sample of the Eponce Intense Recharge Mask. Ooh, interesting, a mask. So that's my Skin Beautiful RX order. Now, if you are on their email list, you are a VIP, so you got the special Black Friday code. And I know it says that Neova and Circadia and certain brands are excluded from the Black Friday sale, but not if you're a VIP, if you know what I'm saying. I can't really talk about it because I don't want to get Leah in trouble. And then I ordered another Volume 2 series makeup brushes from BK Beauty from the Nikki LaRose collection because I love the Nikki LaRose collections. I have 2 sets of Volume 1, so I wanted to get another set of Volume 2. Their brushes are all like 20 to 30% off. And then my Shanta Kai order came in, so I ordered a backup of the Vanilla Foundation that I love in the Future Skin Gel Foundation. And then I ordered the shade Ivory, which I am wearing as a concealer. So I picked up Ivory to test out as a concealer, and I probably could wear this on all over my face too, but I wanted something that was going to be a little bit lighter because I really like the way that this looks underneath the eyes. So Ivory is light neutral with balanced undertones. Vanilla is light medium neutral with balance, or light medium with balanced undertones, but they're neutral. So you can see it's just a tad bit lighter. So it looks great, I think, as a concealer. What do you guys think? So as you guys know, this is my favorite foundation, so I love it as a concealer too. I just do not like the packaging because it is messy, but what you gonna do? All right, so there's that. And then my Adipo order came in already. I didn't show it to you guys, but I started using it. So I started Adipo back into my routine. I'm using this first thing in the morning as a mask. And I'm starting off with the Strong Body Gel, as they have a new protocol that you start off with the Strong Body Gel for 4 weeks or 4 months. The Strong Body Gel is what is going to strengthen your skin, but this is really good to use on your upper eyes here. So I'm putting it all over my face, around my eyes, including up here, my neck and my chest. And then I'm gonna reassess my skin in 4 weeks. And then you go in with the volume cream. So I purchased the bundle. Adipo does not do a Black Friday sale. Just so you guys know, they don't participate in those sort of things. So you don't have to worry about, you know, any sales with them. They don't like to contribute to anxiety. But I do have some of my Adipo volume cream left over, so I will open that. But we're gonna see what happens with my skin. I noticed when I use the Adipo gel that it instantly gives my skin like a lifting effect, which I love. And I really love that Strong Body Gel. It does really nicely for the skin. So I did order another thing from Amazon's Black Friday sale. So I have been testing out this vegan kombucha mist from Dr. Cerecol. And I didn't mention it in my videos because I wasn't so sure if I liked it or not. So this is an essence mist, and it's a biphase mist. You have your hydrating ingredients here and your moisturizing ingredients up here. And then you shake it and you mist it. So this, I haven't heard anybody talk about this, but I did see it on their website or on Amazon, and I was curious because I prefer the mist form. But this has a slight fragrance to it. It's not offensive, it's very nice, and it's very light. And I was like, okay, let's try the essence because everybody talks about this essence. They say that this is the best essence ever, and I've had such a great experience with their exfoliating cleansers. So I ordered this, and this came in, and it's the same thing. You have to shake it up to use it, and it is a true essence, and it is really, really nice. It's very silky on the skin. I wanted to try it because it's on sale on Amazon. Comes in a glass tube, and it is fragrance free. So we'll test this out. I've been testing this the last couple of days and I really, really like it. And then I ordered their vegan kombucha tea sleep mask. So this is like a really thick cream, and this is gonna be great for those who have dry skin. I did try this the other night, but this has sort of a eucalyptus scent to it. There is butters in here, so you have to make sure you check the ingredients with these products on Amazon or Stylovana or Yes Style. But these were such a great deal on sale, but we might try this tonight. I have to see how my skin is, but it is very thick. It's not like, it's not a jelly, it's an actual very thick cream. You could even use this in place of a moisturizer. So I figured maybe we'll test this out too tonight. We'll see. All right, so that is it for what is new. I think I have just a couple of supplements coming from what I remember. I can't think of anything, but I wanted to show you what the Edam Pain au Chocolat lip softening balm looks like on me. So I do have this on today. I wore this today and I got to use it. And I wanted you to see what this color looks like on me because I've only swatched it on my hand. And it's really, really pretty, in case you were wondering. It's just slightly, it's more of a brownish color versus like a pinky color, well, a berry color, because guava is kind of like that really nice warm pink, where this one leans, you know, more of a nice, really pretty warm, kind of, I wouldn't say terracotta. It's not like brown, but it's kind of like a, I don't know, like a deep rosewood. Wouldn't you say it's like a deep rosewood? But in case you're wondering what the color looks like on me, and if you're my shade twin, this is what it looks like. It's so pretty, right? All right, so I'm gonna go off camera, go cleanse my skin, and then I will be back and we'll get into this skincare routine. And I have been loving the Hourglass Unlocked mascara in the shade Espresso. This is a tubing mascara. I have it on today. It really makes my lashes look long. I love it. So, all right, I'll be back. Okay, so we have freshly cleansed skin, and here is what my skin looks like. And right here is where I had that skin lift from using the mouth tape. And as you can see, it's completely healed, but I do have 2 little red spots there where the skin lifted. So that's post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. I'm gonna go in with the Calisum Professional Serum. I'm at the very end of this bottle, but I do have another bottle here. And what I'm gonna do is I like to put this on first. So I'm just gonna take a little tiny bit of this, and I've been putting this on here twice a day to help heal it since it happened. So for a week now. I'm gonna take 1 full drop and put it on my ring finger, keep it at my fingertips, and I like to start this underneath my eyes. You see how much better my under eyes are looking? And I put 1 drop under this, underneath my eyes. I start there because that's where I really need the help with filling that in and helping with the wrinkles and the crepiness there. And then I take what's left and put it up above my eyes, and then I'm just going to tap it in. Now, I've only been using Adipose since Saturday, so I mean, Adipose is not going to work that fast, but as you can see, they're not looking as dark anymore. But I still have like the under eye bags from the caffeinated eye cream and the crepey texture here. So since I stopped using that almost a month ago, it's like my eyes are starting to look so much better, but then also incorporating these lovely products into my skincare routine. So I did cleanse my skin. First cleanse, I went in with the VT PDRN cleansing balm. And then I went in with the Biodance Collagen Mask to Foam Cleanser. And here we are. So we did our Calisum Professional Serum first because This is a water-like texture, and it's going to have a bigger molecule than the Viktoria De Ann. I like to put this on first before my Viktoria De Ann Peptis. So if you are using the Calisum Professional Serum and you're using the Viktoria De Ann Peptis, your Calisum Professional Serum is going to go on first. So now we're going to go in with my Lift Peptide and start applying this. So I take 1 drop at a time, keeping it at my fingertips. And I take it as far down as it will stretch, and I do put it on my eyebrow bone, and I put this one around my orbital bone. And then I just kind of press that in. And then I'm going to take another drop. And I'm going to put some on my nose and then stretch this down over my cheeks and my top lip. Make sure you get it between your brows. And then I'm going to press this in. See, by the time we get this fully applied to our face, it'll be time to apply the next Pepti. So it's sort of like it kills time for that 1 to 2 minutes. So by the time I reach my chest, it'll be 1 or 2 minutes, and then I can start going in with my next Pepti after that. Take another drop. Actually, I like 2 drops on my neck. So I'll take this one, and always make sure you get these behind your ear and in front of your ear too. I'll just rub this in and then give it a pat. Okay, and then what's left in the pipette, usually 1 or 2 drops is good for my chest, depending on how hydrated my skin is. Okay. And I'm just going to pat that in. Alrighty, then put this away, seal it, and move it off to the side so I don't tip it over. Next, we're going to go in with Pepti Tone. Okay, take 1 drop. And this one I will put all the way around my eyes and even under my eyes, because when I smile and stuff, I'm still getting movement underneath my eyes. And this is going to help slow that contraction, which will help improve your dynamic wrinkles. Now, if you really want to help with your dynamic wrinkles, it's a really good idea to practice fascia release. Use your Jane Man Omna and do, gua sha. So after I get Pepti Lift On, it seems like I use less drops. Especially now that my skin is really balanced with its moisture levels, that after I apply the initial Pepti, I use less of my other ones. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to take 2 drops for my neck. Spread it on really well. And then we're going to press that in. Okay, and then I'm just going to take 1 drop for my chest. And put that all over my chest. Now, if you don't have chest wrinkles, then you don't have to put this on here. But if you're a side sleeper, put Pepti Tone on your chest. Okay, there's that. Seal it and move it off to the side. Then we have Pepti Pro-Col. Okay, this is going to help strengthen my collagen, give my skin more of that suppleness, help with my skin density. Press that around the eyes, around the nose, in between the brows. And I'm going to take another drop. And then start taking that all over the rest of my face. If I do this quickly after I cleanse, instead of waiting for my skin to dry completely, I use less peptides. I didn't wait too long after I cleansed today like I normally do when I'm filming a video. Sometimes, you know, I'm talking and everything as I'm applying or talking to you about the products I'm going to use. And then by that time, my skin dries out and then I end up using more peptides. I do not apply these to, you know, damp skin to where it still has water on it, but I wait. I usually start, what is it, like maybe like 1 or 2 minutes after I cleanse. So I put the professional serum on first and I wait for that to absorb into my skin, and then I go in with my Viktoria De Ann Pepties. Okay, 1 drop on my chest. Actually, that wasn't a big enough drop. Anything come out? There we go. Oop, now I got too much. Oh well. We'll just take a bath in Pepti Procol tonight. Okay. I notice when I use this Biodance Collagen Mask to Foam Cleanser, it seems like my skin, it's smoother, but it seems to like keep my skin really nice and hydrated, but my Peptis absorb faster into my skin, which I love. Okay, seal and tuck away. Next Pepti is going to be Elastin. This one, I think I'm almost out of. It's hard to tell with these new bottles. So I have 1 drop, and then I apply Elastin all over, but I like to really make sure I get this good around the areas where I'm experiencing, you know, sagging skin. So I definitely want to make sure that I get this all the way around my eyes, your cheeks, right here, your temples. So I usually say from here to the neck. Make sure you're getting it in all those areas. Sometimes I like to use just a little bit more just to ensure that I am getting it in all those areas. Again, front of the ear. Okay, we'll take 2 drops and apply it to the neck. Okay, make sure you get this behind the ear too. And then press into the skin. You see how much better everything looks when you do lymphatic drainage properly. You have the right tools and the right instructions. I'm telling you, that big 6 is a game changer, guys. You guys need to start doing that. It makes such a huge difference, especially when you're going through perimenopause and menopause, because our circulation suffers. And what also contributes to our circulation not working well is fascia adhesions. Oh, speaking of something, I want to talk to you guys about something very, very interesting. I thought I brought out something too. I have to see if I remember to talk to you guys about it. Hopefully it'll come to me. But the one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about that I found pretty interesting is Ashley Black, the founder and creator and owner of the Fascia Blasters. She just recently came out with a new motorized fascia blaster. That thing is expensive. OMG. For the very basic one model that just comes with one blasting head, it's $600. And for the big package, the full kit that comes with the attachments for the body, a bar, so that it's easier to use this device on your body, it's $1,400. That is robbery, okay? I'm just gonna do a little rant here because, you know, these fascia blasters are expensive and they're very cheaply made, and she's like a millionaire now. This is over $100 for this piece of plastic. And I know it's patented and all that stuff, but come on now. Over $100 for this, it's insane, and they break so easily. And if you don't register these when you first get them and it breaks, it's not covered under the warranty. So these always crack and bust on you, and it's a pain in the tail to get them replaced and everything. But this new motorized tool that she has, it's called the Nexia. I would advise you not to pick that up, because if you own any of the fascia blasters and you see how cheap they are made and how they crack and break so easily, even if you don't drop them. I'm going in with Pepti Pad. Pepti Pad, I make sure I definitely get this all the way underneath my eyes, and I do put it all over my brow bone too. That I'd be scared that that thing would break, and with how hard it is to get things replaced and returned. Can you imagine investing that money? Now with Pepti Pad, I put it all over my lips too. I couldn't believe that. I wanted to talk to you guys about that. I feel like there was something else I was going to talk to you guys about too. Yes. While Pepti Pad is absorbing into my skin before we go in with the Reedle shots, I wanted to talk to you about HPR retinoid. They have done more research on it, and I'll tell you in a second after I get this all patted into my skin, and I'll show you the product I'm talking about. So HPR is a newer form of a retinoid, and it's great for sensitive skin. It's called a gram-active retinoid. And before, the research was saying that it's, you know, similar to retinaldehyde, to where it's only one conversion in the skin. But no, it's not. They found out it does not need any conversions into the skin, and that's why it's excellent for those who have sensitive skin. So if you can't use retinaldehyde, which is one conversion into the skin before it turns into retinoic acid, you have to look into HPR and test it out. And I have a serum that I have been testing out. All right, so that's Pepti Pad. So the serum I'm talking about is this VT Ready A Essence 0.1. This has the HPR retinoid, bakuchiol, and the cica extract in it. And so there's no conversions to this turning into retinoic acid into the skin, which is great. And here all along, the research before was saying it was one conversion. And then this is also more stable than retinaldehyde as well. So also one thing with retinaldehyde, it is very hard to formulate with because it is not stable. It's like formulating with ascorbic acid. Okay, so now what I do is after my Viktoria De Ann Peptis are applied and absorbed into the skin, and it's a Reedle shot night tonight. So I have been using the Reedle Shot 300, and this is the Cica Reedle. So if you're using other serums in your routine, I would recommend the Cica Reedle versus one of their colored Reedles, which all have a different type of essence. They're all thicker and contain, you know, actives in them, where the Cica Reedle is just the cica extract in here. And so there's something else I can't remember. Sorry, my mind is kind of skipping me. So with the Cica Reedle 300, there's 237 500 Sika Reedles in here. And then your 100 is 95,000 Sika Reedles. And then your 700, I believe, is 530 something thousand Reedles. And then the 1,000, I'm not for sure. So what I like to do is I'm already primed my skin with using the 100. So now I'm using the 300. So I'm going to take one pump of the 300 and I am just going to apply that to my skin. And I just rub it on lightly, and you want to make sure that you avoid your eye area. But I do put it here in between my brows. And I just don't put it directly on my brow bone or underneath my eyes. And then I'll take another pump. Make sure I get it over my nose, my cheeks, my chin. Okay, so that's applied. The next, I like to use the 100 on my neck and chest. So I have been using this on my neck and my chest, and I haven't experienced any issues. Now, I don't use the 100 every day on my neck and chest. What I'm using the 100 now is on the nights that I use the 300, I apply 100 to my neck and my chest. So you just spread this lightly on the skin, and then next what you're going to do is you're going to go in and you're just going to do a light press, and you're going to let these dry down or absorb into the skin. Let that essence dry. And then you're going to go in with the rest of your skincare. Now the next day when I am cleansing my skin and I apply my cleanser, I do kind of feel these in the skin, but after that I don't feel them anymore. So they do shed out. And I've been using these now for I think almost 2 months on my skin, and I haven't had any issues with them getting stuck in my skin or causing any irritation or them festering and causing any infection. I just love them so much. So I wipe off my hands, and then I do like to keep mine in the box so it helps me just distinguish them faster, and then I put them off to the side and put them away in the cabinet. So now while this is absorbing, I'm going to go in with my Beauty of Joseon. This is the Revive Eye Serum with ginseng and retinol. So this has, I think it's 0.001% retinaldehyde and ginseng, and I have been loving this eye cream. I think it is really good, especially for the price. So good, guys. So I'll put this on. And I do put this on my brow bone. Now, you just have to take into consideration this does contain retinaldehyde. So when you're first starting out with this, if you're not using retinoids around your eyes, you might want to start out with applying it every other day around the eyes, because when I first started doing this, I applied it 3 days in a row, and then on day 3, I did experience some sensitivity around my eyes, but it wasn't bad. And then I never experienced it again. Okay, so now that that essence from the Reedle Shots is absorbed, we're going to go in with the Calisum MAC Cream. And I'm going to try to finish this. I think I might have like 2 drops in here, or actually more. So I'm going to grab my pea-size amount of the Calisum MAC Cream. Okay, and then I like to add 2 drops of the Professional Serum. I have 2 drops in there, and then I just cocktail it really quickly into this, and then I'm going to spread it on my hands, and then spread it all over, down to my neck and my chest quickly. Spread it really good. Get it behind my ear, in front of my ear. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in and then just start pressing this into the skin. Okay, so that absorbed really, really nicely into my skin. Okay, so close this up. And then now we're gonna go in with the Photozyme DNA Youth Recovery Serum, I remember, and my Circadia Counter AGE Glycation Serum. So I'm gonna take 2 pumps. The pumps are always funny. On these Photozyme bottles, I always get a lot of air in there in between. So we got 5 drops. So whenever I pump, especially when it's new, it's like not 2 even pumps. So it takes a couple of tries. And then I'm cocktailing this together. And then we'll apply this all over on top of that calcium matte cream. And I do feel the prickliness from the Reedle Shots while I'm applying my other products. So then we're just gonna go ahead and give this a press all over. So with the Reedle Shots, to me, they just feel a little prickly. It's not painful or irritating, but if you have sensitive skin, I would recommend that you start out with 50. Start out with 50, use it every day for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, then do the 100. See how you feel, and then you can eventually work your way up to the 300. Now, I did not purchase the 700 yet. I'm just gonna continue on with this 300 for right now. Eventually, I probably will purchase that 700, or I still might, because it's actually on sale for Black Friday at a really good price, because the 700 is pretty expensive, and that one you use once a week, and you wouldn't use these other Reedle Shots unless you wanted to continue to use the 100 when you use that 700 on your neck and your chest. So next I'm going to go in with the VT Ready A serum, and I'll take 2 pumps of this and we'll spread it all over. I need a little bit more for my chest and a little bit more for my neck. I really like this VT HPR retinoid serum. It works well for my skin. So, but I do want to try the Prequel retinol serums that they just released too. But this I do really, really like, and I would repurchase this again, by the way. All right. So there's that. Now, here is where I would go in with my essence, okay? Now, I'm still going to use the VT PDRN essence, but if I had another essence I wanted to use, here's where I would include it. So whether it be one of those creamy mist toners like this one, or the VT PDRN Glow Ampule, or any other like toner, milky toner or essence, I would apply it here in your skincare routine. So I'm going to give this a good shake, and I'm going to show you the texture of this. This is so silky. So here's the texture. It's so silky and beautiful on the skin. So it just leaves the skin so hydrated with a little bit of moisture. but it's like a silky texture. It's really, really gorgeous. So if you have dry skin or normal to dry skin, I think you would really, really love this, and it absorbs really nicely into the skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and take about a quarter size amount there and put this on my hands, and we're just gonna start pressing this into the skin. I am taking it underneath my eyes too. Okay. By the way, I forgot to mention, I'm taking a little bit more for my neck and my chest. When I perform my LED light therapy, I do it right after my Viktoria De Ann Pecties, and that would be right before the Reedle Shots or the Callus Matte Cream. When you're using these VT Reedle Shots, you cannot use devices after, and I personally would recommend not exfoliating your skin with any acids or use any acid type of serums after if you have sensitive skin. I know some people do use acids after, but you got to think of these Reedle Shots as like cosmetic microneedling. So they're not like medical microneedling, they're like cosmetic microneedling. Okay, so now we have that essence pressed into the skin really, really well. I am going to go in with the PDR Essence Serum now. And here we go. So I'm going to start off with 2 pumps. And with this Dr. Cerecol Kombucha Tea Essence, I don't have to use as much of this. Just a light layer. Okay. So now I'm just going to press this again into my skin. Over here. And when I apply those Reedles to my skin, and I let that essence absorb into my skin from the Reedles, and then I apply other products on top, the Reedles don't spread to other places on my skin. Okay, so there's the essence. So next we're ready for moisturizer. So now I can do a couple of things here. So I can go in with my VT PDRN cream. Now this is my second tube. I finished up my first tube. I can just use this alone, or if my skin is really dry, I can apply the Dr. Cerecol sleeping mask over it, or I can just go in with this. I am going to go in with the VT PDRN cream. So fresh new bottle of this. Got to take off the seal. Oh, I have to use my teeth. Sorry guys, I had to do it. You know, you do it too. And then I am just going to take a pea-and-a-half size of this and then spread it all over my skin. And since it is pretty cold here tonight, I could go in with that sleeping mask. But I think I'm going to hold off on that sleeping mask because here's the thing. I am using the Reedle Shots, and there's a lot of oils and butters in there. So I think I will hold off. I'm going to assess my skin, you know, in about an hour or two and see how it is. And then if I feel like I need that, I'll go in with it later, but just not right now because I'm not going to go to bed right now. I am going to edit this video and I'll hopefully have it up on Wednesday morning. All right, so there we go. That's going to be the last step in my skincare tonight, except for we are going to go in with my lip treatment, which is my Iota Tache Pistachio Milk Latte lip treatment. Let me get some of it out here. Still loving this. And put that on my lips. And that is it for this video. So take out my hair. It's a long one tonight, guys. I'm so sorry. But I wanted to get those things out of the way in the beginning, just in case I don't see you, you know, before Thanksgiving or on Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving throughout the weekend. Hopefully I will be able to pop back up on, but you know how things change, and especially because it's a holiday. I just wanted to fill you in on those couple of things just in case you wanted an update, especially about that thing with my Sama LED light hand glove. And just remember, my Sama's sale is still going on. It's going on until December 1st, and it's 30% off 100 and 50% off 600. And this is going to be the last time you will ever see 50% off from my Sama's website. They sent me a message telling me that this is the last time that they're doing it. The reason why that they're having 50% off the 600 is to help create awareness of the brand, because they're trying to really build their brand awareness in 2026. They are a really small company, just so you guys know. I think they're just like a team of 4. And them doing this big, gigantic sale, they're not making any money off of it, to be honest with you. So this 50% off is just to create awareness of the brand. And I can't believe there's not, you know, a lot of people talking about it. And, you know, the reason being is because everybody else is paying more commission versus my Sama. That's the reason why you don't see a lot of people talking about my Sama. They just do little snips here, and they prefer the current body because the current body pays them more commission. And then also I wanted to point out, I was reaching 1072 nanometer LED in the mass, and the research says it's really good for brain health, but for those who have thicker skin, like such as men, 1072 is good for them. But those of us who have thinner skin, it is not good for us because it's a deep penetrating light. And if you have thin skin, especially around your eyes or around your mouth, you're going to see fat loss in those areas from 1072 because it's too strong. It's not meant for everybody, and that's why there's a lot of people who are having issues with the current body mass, because they are the ones with the thin skin, and it is affecting them more so than someone who has thick, dense skin that has a lot of collagen in their skin. It's kind of the same thing with microcurrent. Like, you know, you can't say like 400 microamps is going to cause fat loss in the skin. Well, there's 400 microamps that on microcurrent that doesn't even work for some people because they have impedances such as really thick, dense skin, oily skin, dehydration, and glycation. You have to use more intensity to get through those impedances. And if your microcurrent only goes up to 400 microamps, well, guess what? You're not going to see the results that you want to get from that microcurrent if you are one of those people who has that type of density or impedances in your skin. It's just like the same thing as why in a lot of the devices that we see that are coming out of Korea and China, they use electrical muscle stimulation because that's where they see the results with their thick, dense skin versus traditional microamps that we use out here for home devices in our devices here in the US. Ugh, I'm getting confused. I'm so sorry. So I still don't think that they should be using electrical muscle stimulation. It's just that, you know, that's one of the reasons why I love my Neurotrus devices, because they do go up to 1,000 microamps because they're meant to be used on your body. But then they also realize that other people, we all don't have the same skin impedances, and they want everybody to be able to walk away with getting a really lovely microcurrent treatment from their devices versus people saying, oh, I used it for this long and it never worked. So I just wanted to put that out there. It's the same kind of concept, okay? You got to really think about these devices. If you have thin skin, you know, 1072 is going to be too strong for you to use in your LED light masks. That's why I'm surprised, you know, for the neck and chest too, because the skin is thinner here too, and they use that in their neck and chest for the current body. Sorry about that, guys. My camera cut me off. So that was meant to be to like just stop it there because I'm starting to ramble now. So I am sending you all so much love and light. I'm wishing you a very wonderful, happy Thanksgiving. And hopefully I will see you before the week ends, okay? You guys have a wonderful time with your family. Don't forget to share your smile. And thank you for being here and for all your continued love and support. And I am so thankful and grateful for you all. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye.